Hey friends, welcome back to the Meal Prep Artist. I am Danielle and today we are going to do our full Sunday meal prep. I'm excited that you're here sharing this with me. I am excited to go through all the steps with you. This should be an awesome day. And so we're going to start with the brisket since that is going to take all day to cook. We are going to season it up and then Ryan is going to put it on the grill at 225 and it will cook approximately 6 to 8 hours today. So let's get started on our Sunday. It's 10 a.m. We're going to cook all day. Okay, so first of all, we're going to get our oil and we're going to drizzle it all over the brisket. Okay, set it aside. Make sure it's coated top. Flip it over. Might need to add more. It's fine. It makes for a good coat to keep all of the moisture in your meat. So you want to make sure you have lots of oil. You can use whichever oil of your choice. You want to use an oil that can burn hot. So we got the oil rubbed all over. Go ahead and use your spices. I personally choose this Montreal steak. It's a grill mate. It has great flavor. Shake it all over. Kind of seems like you might make a mess. That's okay. Salt is always good. Salt really helps meat tenderize too. So you always want to use salt in your meat. I use sea salt. Okay, after you do this, you get it all seasoned up. I take a knife and I just poke some holes just into the meat. It helps get that heat, smoke flavor, seasoning, everything inside. Okay, rub it back over. Flip it over, do the same. Make sure you got the sides good. Now this meat right here, it's a 4-pound beef brisket. So 4 pounds, we're gonna cook it 225 on the grill. The next thing I'm meal prepping while the meat is cooking, I'm making cucumber salad. I use 2 cucumbers, 2 tomatoes, 1 onion, ranch dressing, sea salt, black pepper, white vinegar, and the cucumbers that I have left over, I go ahead and I slice them up. That way the kids have something to snack on. They love eating cucumbers. Okay, so I'm going to start meal prepping some shrimp, sausage, green beans, mushrooms, and for this I'm going to use the Old Bay seasoning. We are going to make a sausage and a shrimp with some vegetables thrown in. That way I can just put it in a container, put it in the fridge, and usually Ryan will take this to work and eat it. I will eat it for maybe lunch or dinner while I'm here at home. The kids are not too fond of eating this. They will eat the shrimp out of it and they will eat the sausage out of it, but they don't care for the green beans and they don't care for the mushrooms. So in an instance like that where you have the kids that they don't like certain things, I do set aside macaroni and cheese. I do set aside hot dogs. I do set aside, I have some leftover hamburgers in the freezer. I'll warm those up. I kind of let them choose. Good old peanut butter and jelly sandwich works. Grilled cheese sometimes works. You know, kids are kids, and so they aren't going to like everything that we meal prep, which is understandable. A lot of times they do eat most of the things I've been making. It was a bit of a challenge to begin with when I first decided to start doing this a couple years ago. They weren't too keen on the healthy part of the meals that I was making. I did a big change with like my flour. I did a big change with my sugar. I did a big change with even just some of the foods that were in my cupboard all the time, like rice. I hardly ever have rice anymore. I do have it in my cupboard. On occasion we will eat it, but it might be like a monthly item that we eat. So right now I'm just throwing in the sausage With the shrimp, I have it on medium right now for the temperature. I put a little spoonful of butter with my shrimp, and I letting it just heat up. I'm going to throw all of this into the pan on the stove and let it cook. Once the shrimp get small enough, you know they're done. And once the sausage turns a little bit of a darker color, you know it's done. And of course the beans and the mushrooms, they should also saute up. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just sauteing everything into this pan. Okay, so my shrimp, sausage, beans, and mushrooms are done. I'm gonna go ahead, I took them off the stove, transferring them into a bowl. I do not cook my food that I put on the stove too long to where the vegetables will get completely wilted. I don't like to do that because then it seems like, for me, they are just too mushy when you go to reheat. So I will I will reheat back on the stove. If Ryan takes this to work, he will reheat in the microwave. I don't want the reheat to be too soggy. I want them to still have hearty green beans and some hearty mushrooms. Okay, so while my shrimp and sausage meal is cooking, I'm prepping my fruit. So I have my berries cut up. I have raspberries that I bought in a bag, put into the container. I cut up 2 apples, 1 large banana. So I'm going to go ahead, throw them into the bowl, throw all my berries in. My bananas. Okay, and that's all in the container. We use stevia, so I'm going to go ahead and I usually use 1 packet for each fruit. Once you pour your sugar in, go ahead and put your lid on your fruit. Shake it up. Open it back up. Now, since this is going to sit in the fridge for, who knows, a couple days to a week, we don't want the bananas and the apples turning brown. And then squeeze some lemon juice in it. Okay, while my popcorn shrimp are cooking, for the last 30 minutes. So at 5:30, I will put this corn on the cob on the grill. Now, I wrap it in tin foil right now because it doesn't have any corn husks on it. If it had the corn husks on it, which is my favorite way to cook corn on the grill, I wouldn't use tin foil. But since it has the husks, does not have the husks, I'm going to use tin foil. Make sure you get the butter all the way around it. That's what helps keep it cooked nice and juicy. Sweet corn. Roll it up, wrap the ends, and there you have it. Okay, so now here's the Brussels sprouts. When you have the Brussels sprouts in a bag, you want to lay them all out and clean them off. There's a ton of just little pieces that will fall off, and you don't want to cook those. Just throw those in a bag. It looks like a lot, but it's just basically the tops of some of them. So I just throw them back in the bag, and then I throw it out to the trash. So I keep the ones in here that are good and hearty and ready to cook. I take a scoop of minced garlic. I put it in. I have some oil that I drizzle all over. I have put a little bit of garlic powder in. A little bit of garlic salt. onion powder, some seasoning salt, and I put a little bit of, it's called chili lime. It just kind of gives it a little bit of a salt flavor. It says heat on it. I don't feel like it has much heat on it, and the kids eat these, so I think it isn't too spicy or anything. It just gives it a good flavor. So I take my container, snap down, go ahead and pour them out. I am using my pizza stone to cook on. I like it. It's seasoned. It works perfect for this. I don't need to worry about the edges getting anything falling off of them because they're just Brussels sprouts. You have to flip them over so the cut side is down. So this concludes today's meal prep. I hope you enjoyed everything. I am just finishing up here with the brisket and the corn on the cob on the grill. Let's take a look. See if y'all can see that good.